Hi guys, welcome to my vlog. My name is Priyanka and today I am going to talk on a topic which is how to fix your life. Now, everybody in this life is trying to live a meaningful life, trying to find life to be, joyful and happy, but instead they are facing a life of misery. They are miserable, when they wake up and they go to sleep, and they keep asking themselves, what is it that we can do to change our life around? And if you're somebody who's constantly asking this question as to how to go about changing your life, then you've come to the right vlog. So let's get on with it. The first and foremost thing that you need to do in this life of yours is to face the bitter truth of who you are, because oftentimes people, avoid facing their own truth. They don't want to understand what kind of thoughts they're thinking. And these are the kind of thoughts that are pulling them down. These are the kind of thoughts that are stopping them from, creating a good life. Basically, these are the thoughts that are about people, about the situations that have happened in their life in the past, or the situations that are going to happen in the future. And usually what happens is that, when we are thinking these thoughts, we are, creating a lot of drama in our life because of these thoughts. The way we respond to others, the way we respond to our life as such, everyday life, is happening because of the kind of thoughts that we are thinking. So if we correct our thought process, if we become better at our thinking, we can, change our life around. But for that, we have to pay attention to the kind of thoughts that we are thinking. And that is why I say, you have to face the reality of who you are. You have to face the bitterness that you have put across in your life. You have to face those bitter thoughts, because it's very, very easy to, look into positive thoughts, to look into happy thoughts, but very, very difficult to look into your pain and anguish and really look into it. You must start seeing yourself for who you are, rather than waiting for somebody to see who you are and you're waiting for that emotional connection. It is time for you to build that connection with yourself, because the moment you build that connection with yourself, you will not be troubled by outside thoughts. You will not be troubled by outside circumstances. In fact, you will become more centered in your life. And because you are centered, your decision making, in your life is going to become better. You are going to make decisions which are worth it. You are going to own yourself entirely, rather than letting the world own you. As humans, we are very, very crafty. We're very, very manipulative. We want situations and people around us to behave in a certain manner. We want things to happen around us just the way we want them to. But life doesn't usually work like that. Life is all about ups and downs. Life is about surprises, and that is how you have to deal with life. You cannot always control situations and people around you. So if you are somebody who's very, very manipulative in terms of how people should, behave, or how things should happen in your life, and then you suffer in agony and misery that, people are not listening to you, then you need to work upon your thought process. Because all of this manipulation, all of this trickery, all of this cleverness, all of this, trying to change other people but not really changing yourself, is not going to work for you. Because if you want to fix your life, you have to first fix your manipulative ways. Because if you keep on manipulating this life, life is going to happen to you, and it's going to be very, very miserable and painful. So the first step you need to do is you need to step away from all of the clutter that you have created in your life. Become observant of the way you are treating yourself, the way you're treating everybody else around you, and become aware of the way you function in this life. Because if you're not aware of your capabilities, if you're not aware of how you are functioning, and how you're behaving in a day-to-day basis, then you will always keep on doing the same thing. You will have repetitive behaviors, you will have repetitive thoughts. So it is high time that you start looking into your actions too, because your actions are going to change when you become centered. Whenever we want to fix our life, we want to take on new things, we want to take on new habits, but we really don't understand how we can take on new things and new habits. We can incorporate a habit for a while and then that habit goes away. Let's say a habit of checking your words before you speak. Always be aware of the way you're talking, and never ever take your speech for granted, because words have a lot of power. But we really don't want to do that. We don't want to do it on a continuous basis. We'll do it for a while and then we let it go. So how do we do that? We do it by becoming aware, staying aware of our actions and of our speech. And that can only happen if you are still, because if you're not still, if you're very, very chaotic in your mind, you have let your mind wander around like a beggar, and you are the beggar and it's controlling you. So you have to come out of that situation. You have to be in control of your mind, because this mind is a very tricky thing. It's a tricky machine, and you don't have a manual to really use this mind, because nobody tells you. And then you grow up and you are a confused person, you're a angry person, you're an irritated person, you are a person who wants to fix their life around but don't want to fix their mind. So the mind is very, very clever, and to overcome that cleverness, to overcome that ego state of mind, you have to become very, very aware of your thought process. And that can only happen when you are still, and when you are praying. Say you are at the airport, and you have so many flights coming in, there's so much of chaos, and then you look at the board and you see all the flights being displayed. They imagine that the board was not there. There was no specific way to understand which flight, which gate. Wouldn't there be a chaos if that board didn't work? So that same thing is happening in your life. There are a lot of things that you need to do in a day, lots of goals that you need to accomplish, but you don't have a game plan. You wake up in a chaotic state of mind, and you go to sleep in a chaotic state of mind. So if you're somebody who wants to, have a clarity of thought, you can, write down, or simply use mental exercises like, when you wake up, you keep on asking yourself, what is it that I can do to make my life better today? Not tomorrow, today. And then you have these micro goals that you can put in, because these micro goals are going to fulfill your bigger goals. So if you don't have a game plan, if you don't have a way of achieving that game plan, then you are lost. And when you're lost, you are feeling as if you have no idea where your life is going. You have no idea where your life is going because you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan when you wake up every day. So if you are somebody who's very, very chaotic in their life, who has no idea of how life is happening to them, then you need to get a pen and paper and write down every day. Before you go to sleep, have a game plan for the next day, because it's easier to make your brain follow that game plan rather than, follow the chaos that you have been creating in your life. If you're somebody who's always, trying to put your pain into small little boxes and sealing them and putting them away, because it's easier to, put away your pain, it's easier to forget it, then you'll be surprised to know that, when time comes, when there is a triggered moment in your life, you are going to bring back that pain in a forceful way, and it is going to, create a lot of desperate situations in your life. So it's easier to face your pain rather than put it in boxes. Because I say easier because, once you deal with your pain, once you understand what kind of thought process is causing you that pain, you can at least correct the thought process. But if you put it in boxes, if you put away your pain in boxes, tiny little boxes, and you throw them away, in the back of your mind, and then they come back with force when, somebody triggers you. And then you find that, whatever life you had built around yourself, that magnanimous life of yours is coming tumbling down, because you have not dealt with your emotional pain. So it is high time that you start dealing with your emotional pain, because without dealing, your emotional pain, if you don't address what is causing all of these trouble thoughts in your mind, you are just, sitting on top of a volcano, and that volcano is going to erupt. And then it's going to create so much of chaos and confusion in your life. And then those will be the desperate times, not now. So for you to become better in life, for you to fix this life, it is high time that you start correcting your thought process. And that can only happen if you start paying attention to your emotional pain. One of the reasons why, people procrastinate and are not able to fix their life is because they feel as if, if we try and do something, we are going to change the very essence of who we are. So that is not going to happen. You are just changing your thought process, but the very nature of you is going to take time to change, and it is not easy to change one's nature. And by nature, I am saying the default setting that you were born with, not what you have picked along the way, not your ego state of mind, not your ego nature. So for you to feel as if you are going to lose the identity that you've built around yourself, then you're at the right precipice of change, because that identity that you have built for yourself is just an ego identity. It's a tag you have worked very very hard to put on you, and that tag is not giving you any benefit. Is it? Are you happy in the present situation? Everybody you might think is better than you, trying to understand the individual that you are, trying to understand what kind of person you are and what kind of things you need to do to become a better person. But all of these things are superficial, because once you have an inner dialogue, once you have a conversation with your own self, you'll find that a lot of things that you were thinking about were right there for you. The answer lies within you and nowhere else. So not fixed a purpose in life. Now, when I say purpose, people will assume, oh yes, purpose is, getting married, having children, having the right job. Now, these are the goals, not a purpose. Because what happens when you attach the word purpose to these things is that, you attach yourself like a leech onto these people or situations, and then when they don't happen to you in a right way, life happens to you. Let's say you got married, you had a nice marriage, and then suddenly things were not working out for you, because of lack of communication and understanding. And now that purpose has shifted away from marriage to the children now. So children will give you that happiness quotient, increase that happiness quotient. Yes, they give you a lot of happiness. You are having a wonderful time with your children, but they are not your purpose. You cannot attach your dreams and aspirations onto them and say, this person is going to fulfill my life. That is where we are wrong. No one is going to fulfill your life except you, and there are no purposes in life, just experiences. Once you shift your mindset to having wonderful experiences in your life, making wonderful memories in your life, then you're no longer running behind a purpose. Because what we do as humans is we run behind a purpose, not really aware of the fact that that purpose is giving us a lot of anxiety, is giving us a lot of stress. So don't do that. Don't run behind a purpose. Don't create a purpose where, if I do this, if I do that, then I'll be happy. You have to be happy now. No matter what your life is, that internal state of happiness has to happen, and that happiness is going to come to you when you're spiritually connected to your own self, when you're spiritually connected to the divinity. And once you do that, then life is going to be one experience after the other, and that is where life is going to become wonderful for you. Because if you don't experience life and you just run behind a purpose, then it's just going to be very very difficult for you to manage this life. Because right now you're just managing life, you're not really living it. You're not living it to the fullest, because you're so bogged down by these purposes. You keep a purpose in your life and then you get bogged down by them, because they really don't fulfill you with happiness all the time. So that thing outside of you that you were looking for to give you happiness will never happen to you. If you're somebody who's always trying to get happiness outside of you, from people, from certain situations, then you'll always be miserable in your life. So do you want to fix your life? The first and foremost thing that you need to do is keep away your phone. Don't watch too much of social media, because what happens is when we watch too much of social media, if we are watching something that is adding value into our life, then it is okay. But if we are watching just random things, things that are disruptive in nature, then what we are doing is we are catching on to these disruptive thoughts into our subconscious mind, and then that subconscious mind is getting littered. So if you want to be awake in this life, if you want to feel amazing and awake in this life, stop scrolling on your phones, increase me time with yourself, increase family time, have meaningful conversations with your family members, just do anything except, scrolling on that phone. You can read a book. You can just simply sit outside your house and look at nature, but don't just mindlessly scroll your phone, because that is giving you a lot of anxiety, and you're quite well aware of that. When you see these perfect lives that people have put across on social media that are usually fake, you create a lot of pressure on yourself to compete with that life, but you cannot compete with that life because that life is fake. So that is the reason why you are miserable, because you're just doing too much of screen time. So don't do that. I think more than 10 minutes of screen time where you're just looking at reels is enough. But if you want to, get value addition to your life, then that's okay. You're listening on to people who are adding value in your life, then yes. But don't just waste your time on screens, because that is where you are wasting your energy and catching on to disruptive thought process that you need to stop immediately. If you're alone and if you feel miserable, you feel as if I am alone and I am miserable in this life, then you don't understand that being alone is a blessing, because that is a time when you can do self reflection, and you are feeling alone because you have no connection with your inner self, you have no connection with the divinity around you. And once you create that connection, everything will work out for you. But right now you're feeling miserable and alone and you want to fix that. So there is no fixing of being lonely. Nobody can fix being lonely, because you can be lonely in a relationship, you can be lonely in a marriage, you can be lonely when you have kids, because that is just a state of mind that you have created in your life, and that state of mind has come because you have no connection with your inner self. And once you create that connection with your inner self, you'll never be lonely, because you know that you are in full awareness of the consciousness that is around you. And for that to happen, as I keep saying, you have to sit in stillness, you have to do meditation, because that's the only way you can connect with your inner self. Best way to fix your life is to, keep asking yourself questions every day, every hour. If you feel miserable, you should do it more often. How can I make my life better? How can I make my life better? And once you do that, once you keep asking this question again and again, you will find that your brain is now very, very confused, because it was just cribbing a second before, and now it is looking at options to, create wonderful things for you in this life. So if you are miserable, if you're feeling a lot of anxiety, fear, depression, all of these things, sadness, anger, agony, all of these emotions in one, what you can do is ask your brain, what is it that I can do to make my life better? And once you do that, once you ask this question, now your brain is working tirelessly to give you solutions, and that's exactly what you need to do. You need to make the machine work for you and not the other way around. Now, every day you choose everybody, more than yourself. You put in a lot of effort into choosing people, pleasing people, doing things for people, and yet you don't choose yourself. And that is where you have to change your mindset. You can choose yourself and yet help people, because if you're mentally strong, if you're physically strong, you're emotionally strong, you can be there 100% for your family members. But if you don't choose yourself, if you go into that people pleasing phase where you are just doing what others want you to do so that you feel good about yourself, then no, you don't end up feeling good about yourself, because you're giving away energy and time for what could have made your life better. So what you need to do is you need to choose yourself every day. And once you choose yourself, once you are mentally clear, emotionally better, physically better, you are going to find that you are able to spend much more quality time with your family members, and they appreciate that. They do not appreciate somebody who's people pleasing and then getting irritated at the drop of a hat, because that's what's happening in your life. And to change that, you need to change your people pleasing attitude. To fix your life is to remove your foot from the pedal, and that is by removing the pressure of being somebody. So become a nobody. And this nobody is going to be a person who doesn't really focus on taking on a lot of tags in life, but rather focusing on inner work. So you have to do that inner work, because that inner work is what is required in your life right now. You can do all of the outside work, you can get a lot of degrees, you can get a lot of high paying jobs, you can switch your careers. And what is happening these days is that people are just focusing on the outside world, and they are focusing on getting a lot of degrees, getting a lot of high paying jobs, and then they are miserable and they end up losing the sense of who they were, and that well-being has gone out of the window. So for that well-being to happen, all of this, yes, it is necessary. Yes, you have to educate yourself, you have to get those degrees, you have to get those jobs, and you have to earn money, but not at the cost of your well-being. That is what I'm trying to say. So for your well-being to happen, you need to start becoming a nobody, and that nobody is that a person who doesn't take pressure, who does everything systematically, but doesn't want to prove to the world that they are better than the others. And that is where it is going wrong. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. Why prove yourself? Everyone is doing this. Everyone is getting a education, everyone is getting a job, everyone is earning money. Isn't that what everybody is doing? So how do we prove ourselves? There is no point to prove here. That is what you need to understand. And I hope you liked my vlog. And if you like my vlog, do like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next one. And thank you for watching.